things like Stoicism or modern Stoicism, those things, don't you think in some sense they naturally emerge? Don't you think there's a longing for meaning?
So Stoicism arises during the Hellenistic period when there was a significant meaning crisis in the ancient world because of what had happened after the breakup of Alexander the Great's empire. So if you compare Aristotle to people who are living after uh, Alexander, so Aristotle grows up in a place where everybody speaks the same, has a language, has the same religion. His ancestors have been there for years. He knows everybody. After Alexander the Great's empire is broken up, people are now thousands of miles away from the government. They're surrounded by people because of the diasporas, right? The diasporas, I should say. They're surrounded by people that don't speak their language, don't share their religion. That's why you get all these mother religions emerging, right? Universal mother religions like ISIS, etc. So there is what's called domicide. There's the killing of home. There's a loss of a sense of home and belonging and fittedness during the Hellenistic period, and Stoicism arose specifically to address that. And because it was designed to address a meaning crisis, it is no coincidence that it is coming back into prominence right now.
Well, there could be a lot of other variations, and
Oh, totally.
it feels like, I think when you speak of the meaning crisis, you're in part describing,
Mm-hmm.
not prescribing. You're describing something that is happening, but I would venture to say that if we just leave things be, the meaning crisis dissipates because we long to create institutions, to create collective ideas. So this distributed cognition process that give us meaning. So if religion loses power, we'll find other institutions that are sources of meaning.
I don't.
Is that your intuition as well?
I think we are already doing that. I am involved with and do participant observation of many of these emerging communities that are creating ecologies of practice that are specifically about trying to address the meaning crisis. I just, in late July, I went to Washington State and did Rafe Kelly's Evolve, Move, Play, Return to the Source. And wow, one of the most challenging things I've ever done.
That guy is awesome, by the way. I've gotten to interact with him a long, long time ago.
He said to say hi to you, by the way.
Yeah, it's from another world. It feels like a different world because I interacted with him not directly, but so this is somebody. Maybe you can speak to what he works on, but he makes movement and play. He encourages people to make that a part of their life, like how you move about the world,
Yep.
whether that's as part of sort of athletic endeavors or actual just like walking around a city.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I ran into him is because there was a lot of interest in that in the athletic world, in the grappling world, in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world. People who study movement, who make movement part of their life, to see how can we integrate play and fun and just the basic humanness that's natural to our movement. How do we integrate that into our daily practice?
So
this is yet another way to find meaning.
I think it's actually an exemplar of what I was talking about, because what's going on with Rafe's integration of parkour in nature, right, and martial arts and mindfulness practices and dialogical practices is exactly, and explicitly so, by the way, he will tell you he's been very influenced by my work. He's trying to get at the non-propositional kinds of knowing that make meaning by evolving our sensory motor loop and enhancing our relevance realization, because that gives people profound improved sense of connectedness to themselves, to each other, and the world. And I'll tell you, Lex. I don't want to say I don't want to say too specifically the final thing that people did because it's part of his secret sauce, right?
Sure.
Right. But what I can say is, when it was done, I said to them all, I said, as far as I can tell, none of you are religious, right? And they go, yeah. And I said, but what you just did was a religious act, wasn't it? And they all went, yeah, it was.